Hello and welcome back to another Mr. Caro's videos. Now today we're going to look at something a little different. Like every time a new game comes out, we kind of look for features and things that can kind of make our lives easier. And I've come across a feature which I think was in a previous FM, but I don't think was in the last one, which should help with quick scouting. Basically, effectively, this is going to be a method that helps us scout quicker than we previously would have been able to. So if we look at the scouting screen here, this is a new screen. You can see a couple of players from my Nottingham Forest beta save players. Actually, I'm going to go for Falco incidentally, but just for a laugh, even though he's 36 years old. But what I want to show you is in players in range. Now, players in range should look a lot familiar to what we've seen in the previous games. This is not, you got your Max Aarons from Norwich, kind of similar to what you'd expect. And you can see that is up to 31,484 players. Now we want to bring that list down, especially specifically to players that I'm going to initially keep that ticked, but we may untick that depending on what happens when we go through here. So if we look at the screen, again, very familiar to what we've seen before. Now the button that we want to use, it wasn't in the previous game, is find similar players to. Now in here we can type in an example of a player. So if we were to type in Messi, for example, he will pop up. So we know we spell his name correctly in there. Now you should see, once we click him, the game will take a couple of seconds to make its mind up. And then you should see that a list of players will appear in this list here. So now if we go back and we press OK, a list of players will appear that have similar attributes to Messi. Now, I mean, it's not a foolproof tactic. I mean, this guy plays for Hull, but you get the kind of idea. Kind of skipped away there. That's like you can get your Mo Salah and so forth players, and this guy's a free agent actually, but he's 37 years old. Now, if we wanted to be more specific here, we could obviously go back to our quick and change the age down maybe to 25, and then you can see the list of players would go down. Every Brendia being on there, Saka. But what you would probably want to do in reality is get rid of that role, for example, just to make it any, which obviously could potentially bring down the list depending on the format, the players, as it were. And then if we bring down the attributes by 1 or 2, hopefully you should see our list starting to increase. You can see it's gone up. But realistically, we're not going to get a player like Messi per se, but we might be able to get someone who's similar attributes, who does a similar job. Maybe this guy Kenny Lee, he's going to be, I mean, it's a lot of money, but, you get the point. He's not Messi, but he could fill up role similar to Madison, again, another player, Malcolm. Players a lot cheaper than your Messis, but nevertheless have some attributes. Like this guy here, for example, he's very cheap. I mean, he I don't know what he would come out like a scout if you scouted him, but you get the idea. So that's the tip of the day, if you like. I saw it and thought I might as well share this with you guys. If we just do another one, for example, just to keep the video nice and short. If we do, let's do Henderson. That's a very poor choice perhaps, but Jordan Henderson in there. You want a nice defensive midfielder in there. Jordan Henderson's your man in this sense. We're going to see what comes up when we click him. Just to prove a point, so 27 players come up, including Jordan Henderson himself. We press OK to that. And you can see, like, again, we haven't got the interest in. So if we knock off that, you're going to probably lose most of those players other than 7. But arguably some of these players may come good if you were to scout them. It's hard to say. But yeah, that's all I want to share today. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification button. Goodbye.